We go to Enterprise Center in St. Louis. Not only was it the site of an incredible playoff run a season ago by the St. Louis Blues, it is the site of All-Star Weekend in the National Hockey League. Cassie Campbell of Hockey Night in Canada and Sportsnet is joining us. She will be on the broadcast plenty this evening for Skills Night in St. Louis. Cassie, it is great to see you. Your favorite event tonight, and the one that if they got rid of it right now, you wouldn't be mad at all.
I can't see them getting rid of any, but I'd like to see them add a puck to the fastest skater and maybe make it a little bit more game-like in that sense. But that's one of my favorite, just to see the pure speed and in particular the crossovers coming around the net. That's probably one of my favorite ones. And looking forward to the new one, the Shooting Stars one. It's sort of like hitting a golf ball into nets, if you will, but the players are going to be shooting a puck and going for points, and I think that one's going to be pretty exciting.
Yeah, we heard this. So there's like a level 30 feet, a platform 30 feet above the ice that guys will be shooting for, guys and women, because I believe that the female All-Stars have also been added to that as well. But they'll be shooting from 30 feet up.
Yeah, basically the platform's just to my right here, and they have sort of a netting piece, if you will, that goes over the crowd, and so it protects the crowd. There you can kind of see it there. The net's just above our shot. And then they're going to have targets on the ice and, you know, sort of plasticky net-type cages and different targets that the players can hit, and they're all worth, you know, a different amount of points, and, you know, you try to get the highest points. And so it'll be interesting people's strategy. Do you go for the easier target and try to hit it a few more times, or do you go for there's a 10-pointer, I believe, right at center ice, and you can even go down to the far net. I think that one was worth 2 points, if I'm correct. And so it'd be interesting to see some of the strategy that the players use.
And hopefully you don't fan, because if you fan, a fan may take it.
Or fall off the platform.
Yes.
Wouldn't be good either.
Are fans being made to sign
are
fans in that area being made to sign a waiver?
I would hope so. I think just to come in this building with skills, NHL skills, you got to sign a waiver. I mean, these guys are electric, and to see the women in the 3-on-3, I think it's going to be just so much fun, different. And, you know, I'm obviously really excited and totally biased about the women's event. So I'm just looking forward to see them having fun. And I know that they realize they have to put on a show. They can't just come out here and kind of lollygag around, which we may kind of see on the men's side of things on Saturday night. So they recognize it's a showcase for women's hockey, and they're going to be bringing their best. And it's a Canada-U.S. rivalry, so, you know, it'll have a little intensity to it. Won't be as physical as a normal game, of course, but I think there'll be some intensity to it behind the scenes for sure.
Okay, so how excited would have Cassie Campbell-Pascall in her heyday been to be invited to this and participate in an event like this?
You know, actually, we did have a Canada-U.S. game back in the 2000 All-Star game, I believe. It was in Colorado, and we played one of our lead-up to the Olympic Games, you know, during that time. And I'll be honest with you guys, I came this morning. The women had to practice really early this morning. I think it was a 7 a.m. start. And I woke up and I came, and I just kind of sat in a corner by myself and sort of, you know, low profile. And I just watched, you know, I just sat back and I kind of took it all in. It was pretty nostalgic for me. And I was just thinking how far the game has come, and, you know, wishing that our generation could have had, you know, such an opportunity as this. But that's why you play. That's why you push behind the scenes, is to take women's hockey to the next level so that future generations have more than what you have. And so I really just sat back today. I had a huge smile on my face and just kind of watched how much fun the women were having out on the ice. They were taking pictures, and they were, of course, in their jerseys that haven't been shown yet. You'll see them as part of the skills, but it was professional looking. And at the moment the practice started, you could just feel the intensity ramp up and the importance of this event for showcasing women's hockey. And you got a sense that the players really understand that.
All right, Cassie, so here's $1 million question. Could this turn into something more for women's hockey?
I hope so. I mean, you know, Tim and Sid, what if we had a WNHL, and what if we were able to fill practice facilities, and what if we were able to fill NHL stadiums, and, you know, what if we had a game where we could have 6 NHL franchises supporting a women's hockey team? And what if we had the infrastructure and the marketing structure of the NHL behind us? And what if these girls had their own dressing room that they could keep their equipment in, and their expenses didn't exceed their salaries? I think there is a big what if, and I think it's going to be great. I think little girls are going to be watching this skills tonight, and they're going to think, you know what, I can be there one day. And I can tell you from the players, the PWHPA players, it is a big what if. They took a chance, they took a risk, they boycotted playing in any other league. We have never had a professional women's hockey league, let's face it. And I was part of the Canadian Women's Hockey League board for a long time. A lot of people put a lot of work into, trying to create these leagues, but we've never had a professional one. So what if we did, and what impact we could have on grassroots women's hockey? And so I really hope that this is sort of the step to what we will see in the WNHL, and I believe it's more imminent than it's ever been before.
Cassie Campbell-Pascall here on Tim and Sid. Cassie, you look at the deal
that last sentence.
Oh, absolutely, and you bring it like kind of full circle in terms of what's happening with the WNBA and the CBA that was just ratified not that long ago, and the passion that the late David Stern had for the WNBA. It worked. It is going to work. It continues to work. It is only going to get bigger. You can see the social media presence every finals, year by year by year. Cassie, timeline in your mind. How far away do you think we are from a league of that level in the world of hockey?
Well, I'll be honest with you. I'm hoping it starts next September, and I'm starting to get a little bit more doubtful in that. But I believe we have at least 10 NHL franchises that want a team. In my mind, probably 6 to start the league is the best route. They'll have highest caliber of players, and there'll be the most parity. I think you'll see the best hockey by just having 6 and starting small like that. If not this next September, then maybe the September after that, and it coincides with an Olympic year. And I think that would be a great showcase for the women's game to sort of coincide with an Olympic year. But to me, the sooner the better. I think our game is ready for it. I truly believe behind the scenes that the NHL is ready for it, and it's about time we have a really true professional women's hockey league. It's well overdue, in my opinion.
Here. One more question for you. Man and a woman that people are going to be surprised with their skill tonight.
Oh, boy. I don't know about surprised, right? Because I think everyone really knows.
Yeah.
One of the competitions that I'm looking forward is McDavid versus McKinnon, and just the speed there, and just how explosive both players are, and the crossovers and the technique with both skate so well. From the women's side, I can tell you from the Shooting Stars, Marie-Philippe Poulin took 3 shots yesterday and hit the 10-point marker 3 times. So people in Canada won't be surprised by her skill, because we've been seeing at the Olympics for a long, long time. But she's definitely someone that everyone's going to want to watch here this evening, and it's going to be a great show. I mean, I don't think people are going to be surprised by the skill and how it translates into some of the games. I mean, we get to watch it on a regular basis, but I am looking forward to McKinnon versus McDavid, and seeing Marie-Philippe Poulin, see if she can get the 3 10-pointers tonight in the Shooting Stars competition.
Sometimes people forget about Marie-Philippe Poulin because they're jumping up and down celebrating the goal that she just scored.
I know what that's
Yeah.
like.